A lot of assholes out here today. I should have worn my hat. Oh well. It's just that it said 50 degrees, but I thought it was the deceptive 50 degrees. Like yesterday where it says it was 49, but it quickly dropped to like the 30s. But today does feel like the pivot. It feels like 50 degrees. There's a wind, but I'm only wearing one layer and it feels like a nice wind. Yesterday I had on 2 layers and it felt like I might not have had enough. Especially after I was walking around that creek. Not creek, the creek. That was exciting though. I sat there and I went to Google Maps and Bachman Branch. So that's what they keep talking about. They want... Bachman Branch goes a long ways. It goes all the way to the Trinity River. What is that? Every time I get a good head of steam going, start talking deep in my conversation, there's literally some shit to step over, or shit to deal with. Anyway, the creek goes all the way, like it cuts through most of Dallas. So there you have the potential for a pretty nice trail. This is Carnival? No, this is... Yeah, this is Carnival. It's just that it's so worn out that it doesn't have the brand name on it. Alright, let's get some pictures. You know, this is the first time I haven't had somebody coming out the gate. But yeah, maybe that's another project. Trying to get people to see that potential, but there are two arguments to be had here. With the NIMBY crowd, they have a valid point in that unfortunately it's going to bring a lot of people over there that might leave trash and mess up the wildlife and the fauna that's over there. But to counter that, they're already messing it up. I go over there and I look and there's spray paint and there's people have already worn out that walk path over there. At this point, all you're doing is making the walk path formal. One of the benefits of building that trail would be that you'd have erosion control. Because people have worn out the grass over there, it turns into mud, and then mud gets to washing over into things and it starts messing up a lot of stuff. It's kind of a funny thing about mankind. Before it even starts building chemicals and buildings and edifices and everything else in civilization, just its steps messes up nature. about the Spanish conquistadors. Before they fired a shot, before they slaughtered their first native populations, the seeds on their boots brought bluegrass. They had already damaged the environment. Is that a, I think it's, that counts as a utility cut. Next week we'll start pulling the trigger on a lot of things. Get a lot of balls rolling. Wow, this is really bad. It seems like every time there's like a freeze and a rain, these sidewalks are actually getting worse. So I think the ground underneath them is starting to give way. It's a nice day out here though. Like if I was about 5 years younger, I'd be out here in the shorts and cut off shirt. I don't put up with the cold like I used to. In the old days, this would have been my jogging day. I figure if they're playing soccer, if they're playing indoor soccer on the tennis courts, maybe you ought to replace that with a soccer field. I don't imagine I'm going to see a lot of people playing pickleball over there. I could be wrong though. Maybe some days I go over there and they're having pickleball tournaments. This area though, it doesn't have a pickleball vibe. It's always hitting something with a racket. When I was growing up, the big thing was racquetball. Before that, it was wall ball or handball. For a brief period of time, before my time and in my time in the 70s, there was people playing high-lie. Or was it jalal? The sport that was popular in South America, where people had the scoop hand and the ball and the helmets. I guess it got so popular they even put it in the movie Tron. I got me thinking about that scene. Flynn's fighting the guy and he hits the, and the guy, he says, okay, that's pretty good. He said, let's see if you can try this one on for size. And he does a spin and then he throws the thing out and it messes up the program because he can't adjust fast enough. And I was thinking about that and I was like, the program would have never figured that out because the program's used to fighting in an organized way. And when Flynn did that spin move, he added a bit of chaos that messed up the he says, okay, that's pretty good. He said, let's see if you can try this one on for size. And he does a spin and then he throws the thing out and it messes up the program because he can't adjust fast enough. And I was thinking about that and I was like, the program would have never figured that out because the program's used to fighting in an organized way. And when Flynn did that spin move, he added a bit of chaos that messed up the program's ability to calculate where the ball was going to go. Alright, so what's wrong with the camera now? Made a beeping noise. Maybe there's nothing wrong. No, I'm just gonna have to get me a new GoPro. That's all there is to it. I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into the GoPro. The problem is that the action cam market, like, they don't make them like this anymore. Now everything comes on a selfie stick. Wait. Like, they don't like, people are so self-obsessed, self-absorbed. They have to hold it in their hand and point it toward their heads and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that's not me. The only thing people missed out on was my Tron monologue about how Flynn added randomness to a game and the program couldn't adapt. And that was the difference between having a human in there and playing another computer or another program. I feel like one of those guys that say, please tell me you got that. I used to get mad. I used to be like, why are they on the sidewalk? And now I get it. They're on the sidewalk because we don't make a place for them on the roads. Yeah, it's a nice day. I'm seeing people I normally would not ever see. No, that's the music from the big band stage. I think it's performed by, yeah, this is getting worse. Oh, don't you worry, I'll find out. So this is this property over here. This used to belong to Joe. I don't know if Joe's still alive or... That's the guy that took over my dad's shop. But it wasn't this, it was another, I forgot what the name of it was. They used to go down there and drop off the rent. I know Joe was running the place, and now I'm looking over here and I'm wondering if this is just a front for laundering money. Do they know about the issue going on in their back alley? I imagine so. Oh, that's where Pepe's Pizza is. I never even noticed. See the boxes everywhere. That's the weird thing about this area. There's always been a pizza place. No matter who moves in, no matter what goes on, there's always somebody that's fixed. This is the spot I want to make my pizza place. If you keep going around the corner there, they have Stratos. But before it was Stratos, it was Olympic Pizza. That whole area down there was European Crossing. And for a while they tried to make it like this place of international stores and stuff, like Bavarian bakeries and Swiss stuff and everything else, and they just never caught on. Because no European would be caught dead in this place. I'm surprised to hear that I got people from Europe watching this. I was like, wow. And I was talking about that in the meeting. I said, well, maybe there's some Germans that like to go around. They like to see places where there's civilization in decline. And so they go to places like New York in the 70s and Detroit in the 80s and 90s. And I guess Dallas is like that too. Like, one of the things I guess you can watch on my videos is if you're heavy into poverty porn, I got all you can handle. But I start off every phrase with, or I start on everything with, this used to be.
Wait to cross Northwest Highway.
Before that was PNC Bank, it was something else. Oh, they just got a bolt jacket. That's pretty cool. Fallout. I may have retired from gigs, but I know Fallout. I played a little bit of Fallout. That was whatever that is, that seafood place. It was a steak and ale. And then you got a thrift store over there. That tire place was a strip club. And there used to be a lot more gas stations around here. And then that bank, like I said, every time I look, it changes names. Is they don't like pedestrians, but pedestrians are here. Somebody in the crosswalk. That guy's blocking the turn lane. Oh, the green van is back. Let's see how long he sits there. That's the guy that hangs out in the parking lot. All right. Well, I got photos. Patterns. Trying to figure out if this is the whole album I'm listening to or just a part of it. And to be honest, it makes the perfect white noise to block out all this stuff on Webb's Chapel. You may wonder why I stopped picking up trash while I'm walking. It was adding too much time to my walk. And I got more stuff to do now. I'm just enjoying the day. Don't really have much to say. Well, the only comment, a random comment I have is, so they were talking about they pardoned the guys for the insurrection, and they go up to Tommy Tuberville and they ask him, you know, what do you think about all that? And he had the weirdest reaction. He said, I didn't see it. And I kind of laughed at that because it harkened back to the days when he was at wherever team he coached. I can't remember at this point. One of the crooked SEC teams. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you didn't like that when you heard referees saying that. So why would you give that to a reporter? But maybe that was the whole point. I didn't see it. And I can just imagine him screaming on the side like, that man was holding, that guy did this, you didn't see all that. He says, why didn't you call that? And the ref just looked at him and said, I didn't see it. I didn't see it, coach. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is Tommy Tuberville is just as bad as a referee now. I guess he's at that point now where he became what he hated, which is bad officials. And he's now a bad zebra. Irony's funny that way. That's about all I'm going to say about that. Like Forrest Gump. That's about all I have to say about that. I just had a pang in my gut. I know they're going to try to remake that movie or add on to it or something. As soon as I say it, that means that something's going to come out about it. So, just a matter of time. More proof that Dallas hates pedestrians. It never ends, man. Hey, we got a job to do. Well, you can park in the thing. You don't have to park on the sidewalk. All right, soak it all in. Always got some asshole blocking the sidewalk. The expression, it is what it is, but this isn't something that, well, yeah, it's something that's outside of my control. This is not a we got to punish people and this kind of thing. This is people just don't think. You know, they got their truck parked over there, they think they're doing a job.
Those situations, it's not a problem until it is. And as I'm sitting here walking around, I'm fortunate enough that I can still walk on two legs for the most part. As I get older, that gets harder and harder, but I can still make the walk. And there are a lot of people who can't. Okay, see, this is where they tell you it's 50 degrees. Well, it damn sure don't feel like 50 degrees. It dropped down to 40 real quick. Anyway. Anyway, I'll soldier through it. But yeah, it is one of the things I guess you can advocate in my videos is that if you're seeing this a point of view, you're thinking about moving to this city and you're wondering, does it value the disabled? And the answer is no. If you're disabled, you better be one of those spectacular disabled people that they always showcase on news programs and say, see, you say you disabled people just haven't, you're not holding your mouth right. If you just did things this way, you'd be like this charming man who doesn't have any legs, who's running the Olympics, or this blind person who's just like, who's like a live action Daredevil or something. And it's like, no. Well, you're looking at spectacular people and asking normal people, why can't they be like the spectacular people? That's what makes the spectacular the spectacular. I'm just tripped out that I also see the problem over here where perfectly able people are walking the railroad tracks. I wonder if you put a sidewalk there, which they'll never do, but if they were to put some kind of sidewalk there, would people still be walking on the railroad tracks? Is it just a fascination with rails? Okay, so this is the entire Too Mellow soundtrack. Alright. No, I think that was there before. I was doing research about cities that they pay the homeless to pick up trash. I think they were doing it in Seattle and a couple other places. This was like almost a decade ago. I'm pretty sure Dallas has probably floated the idea. But Dallas's approach now is to just treat these people like criminals. Like I said, poverty porn. Although my guy's not out here in the blanket. Like, I see the remnants of homeless people, but I don't see them now. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe it's too early in the day, but I've seen them around this time before. I haven't caught a single light yet. I've been sitting here waiting at intersections all day. You think it's bad for a car? Imagine being a guy walking through all of this. People walking the railroad tracks. See, they're not walking on the tracks, they're walking by the tracks. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of pedestrians around here, so they're not going to do it. Now the funny thing is, they'll protect the pedestrians from a 100-ton train on a fixed track, but they won't protect them from a 2-ton vehicle that can go anywhere. Oh, the car's gone. One looks like it's about to roll off into the ditch. I might not be getting this on tape. It doesn't matter. I guess people will be getting shaky. Like I talked about the chest cam, at least you just hit the button and it goes. Oh yeah, I need to email that lady back. Wendy. It just says Wendy, and I forgot what her Chinese name is. So that's the other thing, if Trump decides to go through with the tariffs, there'll be a lot of police officers that won't be able to get their body cams. Oh, the Michigan guy is still there. I'm just trying to figure out how they get these license plates. I guess they got other things going on in their lives. Who knows? causes some people to get their registrations out of date like that, like 3 months. Sometimes it's a year. Everyone else down here, they got current registration stickers. A lot of folks ain't got them at all. That's what I'm always looking at. I'm just like, this one is, somebody did the salvage on it, it's a bad paint job. That's what I'm always looking at. The registration sticker. And yeah, his expired. This one they put a ticket on it. So he doesn't have registration. It's crazy. So I guess this thing did some kind of Alright, did he crash? It does this every once in a while. We're just, you got busy over here all of a sudden. His registration sticker expired back in September. I had to ask somebody if Tacos de Cabeza is pretty good. Sounds like something off of Grand Theft Auto. Like you turn on the radio on the thing and it'd be like, there'd be an ad for Tacos de Cabeza. Like Tacos de Cabeza. The tacos are cold, but our slot machines are hot.
Wait.
Looks like I'm gonna be waiting another 2 minutes by Northwest Highway. Or maybe not. I haven't been keeping up like I'm supposed to, but it looks like gas prices have been falling. Why is it wet? Yeah, we did have a little snow. Maybe that's what it was. Howdy. Okay, yeah, there's a few guys. It is what it is. beer. What's going on with this? Never dull moment, baby. That's crazy. Nope, not a lowrider, just a jalopy. The days are getting longer. So what do we got? We got about 2 or 3 months before the time change. Maybe Trump will do something positive and they'll get rid of daylight savings time. You take any win you can get. But you have to start factoring in. If it ain't about Donnie, he don't care. I'll be saying that for the next 4 years. If it ain't about Donnie, he don't care. Maybe they named the bill after him. Big Donnie Sunlight Bill. From Ronnie to Donnie. By the way, all you, I guess the guys who like strong towns and stuff like that. So, I wonder if this is kind of what they're talking about, where you got mixed use. You got single family homes next to multifamily apartments. I kind of wonder if there was a fight over this. Like I said, there's probably an interesting history behind this. The apartments look like they were built in the 70s. So was there a point in the 70s where people said, whatever, if you want to put it there, put it there. I think the camera just finally, the battery went out. No, it's been a bad, like I said, this camera is just, it's shit. I don't know what's going on. Are you gonna tell me the battery's gone? Nope, battery's not gone, it just...
See, now it just turned itself on. I didn't hit the record button or nothing. It's just tripping. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. It's gonna be this is gonna be like a jumbled video salad. Like I said, it's not a ringing endorsement of GoPro. My original GoPro, my Hero 3 Plus, the silver, I could throw that thing on here right now and it'd probably still work. It was just having problems with... What was wrong with that one? It was 720p, first of all. I had it for a long time, like 7 years. And I don't want to get the new GoPros because what I hear is they're still using the same motherboards from like 10 years ago, where they're trying to cram a bunch of features onto hardware that can't handle it. So I'm hoping to find an action cam that doesn't have that problem, but I might have to just build my own. Let's see, I almost missed that. There are people riding bikes down here, but it's so damn dangerous. Anyway, what I'm thinking about doing is getting a Raspberry Pi and just seeing if I can turn that into an action cam. I'm quite sure there's a bunch of people that have done it. And the way I'd hook it up is there's a GoPro that they make that it's just it's all it is the camera, and it attaches to some other base, and the panel's open again. So AT&T doing this, or is somebody else doing this? They just leave the panel open. I guess they don't care if somebody goes in there and messes with it. Anyway, I know the address is 3701 or 3301 Clydesdale. Aaron Neville. The only famous person, probably one of the only famous people that my family knew. Now, the theory was that I'm related to a former United States Senator. And so you're thinking, hey, he's from a famous family, that's why he does this. And I was like, nope. Never talked to the guy, never met the guy, don't know anything about him. I'm from a large black family that was once owned by a very large Scottish family. And as my DNA intermingles with all of that, if you see a Young, I'm probably related to them. It doesn't matter what color they are. If you see that last name, I'm probably related to them.
Wait to cross.
Still works. Well, I'll take what I can get. That's how you do it. Get in there and mingle with the traffic. Mix it up. 2 legs good, 4 wheels bad. That's new. So yeah. Dusty, dirty, nasty. But at least these telephone poles will give me an idea of the address. 6 north, 4 west, 859. And in the system it's probably 6N 06N 04W 00859. Oh, there we go. 9431. Yeah, it's starting to get cold. What am I gonna wear tonight? It's supposed to drop down to 20, so I'm going 3 layers. Some guy from Minnesota. You don't need all that. 20 degrees, that's not even cold. And I was like, that's cold for me, man. I'm still laughing about one of the guys, the city of Dallas dudes I talked to about the utility cut. He said, yeah, they're supposed to have a gasket there. That's all wrong. They're not doing that right at all. And I was like, dude. I said, where are you from? He said, I'm from Chicago. I said, how you like it so far? Oh, it's great. I love it. You know, we don't have all the tax, like in Chicago, they tax you for everything. And I was thinking to myself, okay. I should have asked him the thing I asked all Northerners. Did you talk all this shit when it's 20 degrees outside? Hey, did you talk all this shit when it's 20 degrees outside? How you liking them summers? We get to brag the other way. 90 degrees? Oh man, that's a spring day. That ain't hot. We don't do that though. Instead, when you're here in summer and it's 90 degrees, you're like, you sigh and you say, wait, it gets worse. You're not bragging, you're like, yeah, this is bad. It gets worse. 130 degree humid heat. I will try to walk on this imaginary sidewalk that they say exists here. Not feeling it, man. Just not feeling it. It may have existed during the Jurassic period. It does not exist now. No, I never get tired of listening to music from the Mother soundtrack. The best album I ever heard, the best video game music I've ever heard is from a game that never got to exist. And it's very frustrating. It was a game called Mother 4. And Nintendo got its hackles up and said, no, you guys can't put that out. It was a fan-made game. It was pretty neat. Something that, you know, you want to encourage the community, but Nintendo had to bug up its ass about something. So they said you can't do it. So they took the game and they turned it into something called Oddity. And then some kind of argument happened between the creators, and one of the guys just got a big ego or something. And so then that game was never released. And it's just weird. I'm sure maybe it exists out there in the ether somewhere. Somebody says, oh yeah, you can download it here. That'd be a hell of a jump on point. I never played a single Mother game. In an alternate universe somewhere, there's 18-year-old me going into a Funko land and pulling the trigger on a $70 game. It was a $70 game in the 1990s, which with today's inflation would make it like a $140 game. The game cost more than the console that it was on. I could have got a used Super Nintendo back then. Yeah, Earthbound was a Super Nintendo game. Came in a big box, and it had this guy in a gold suit with looked like a starfish with his hands on his hip in a big boy stance. And I said, what the hell is this? It was like there was no artwork of what the game was about. It was just, all we had was the box covers back then. God, I'm really sound like an old man. But it's true. If you were going to plunk down your hard money, you would at least like to know what the game was about. That's what happened with the original Mega Man. That's how old I am, is I remember seeing the box. So there used to go to the mall to pick up video games, and the big box stores had, you know, you would order it on the catalog or something, or you just see who had a sale. And the place I used to go to was called Babbage. Babbage's was, I can't remember what mall it was in, but all I know is when I went to that mall, I would see they had the demos running, and they had Mega Man sitting up there, and the box didn't look like the game, and you're just like, well, what is this all about? People are like, wait a minute, so you, I was like, so you remember that from 1987? I was like, yeah. Games were getting exciting at that time period. You know, it used to be that games just had high scores, and you play it and you'd beat it and you'd loop it over and over and over again. The same levels, it just got harder. Right when I got to be like an adolescent, games started having stories and quests. Like I said, Zelda changed, for me, Zelda changed everything. I didn't play any PC games, just console. Anyway, that's a wrap. Hey, always got something going on, man. One day I think I'll be coming down here and I'll just get creamed.